With all of my pre-PALOOZA production pummeling, I thought the PALOOZA started this morning, but it doesn't start till tonight. And so I said to myself, you know what? That gives me time to squeeze in one more BERRA-LY bearable video. So let's do it. Now, don't give up on this video too early because remember, it's BERRA-LY bearable. So trust me, you'll be able to make it through. We will start with 54 tops, Yogi Berra number 50, in a vintage greatness plus 3.5. Let me bring this light down here. Oh, check that out. Let's get some focus going. There we go. There we go. And let's check out the back. We are moving in reverse chronological order. Oh, well, we were going to, but I botched it because 55 is before 54, isn't it? So, okay. Look at this. Is this screaming gorgeous or what? I mean, this is insane. This is what I call a 10-4 good buddies. It's a 10 in the tomb of a 4. Now, some people would say, Adam, you don't really think that's a 10, do you? Well, here's the deal. Would a 10 look much better? Inspecting this card, why is it a 4? I mean, you know, you can see a little micro corner. I don't even think that's corner wear. Yeah, you know. What I came up with, the back being off center to the left, that's about it. I mean, come on, man. That's all I have to say. Come on, man. We can use grading to our advantage. All right, what comes before 54? That would be 53, wouldn't it? So, the 53 Bowman color. Got to get that focus going. Come on, focus. You can do it. There we go. Wow. In the dugout. That is such a gorgeous card. And then, what comes before 53? I am a professional mathematician, by the way. I'm teaching differential equations and vector calculus this summer. Apparently, I cannot count backwards, even though I could give you a proof of the fundamental theorem of line integrals, etc., etc. Number 1, 1952 Bowman. I am working on all of the Hall of Famers of this set, slowly but surely, in a too good to be 2. Oh, man, this is the way to get your 2s, man. This is the way to get your 2s, right here. I mean, you know, the colors there, it's reasonably well centered. I mean, it's just a little corner wear. You can't even hardly notice it. It just enhances the vintage appeal, making this a 12. I said this video is going to barely be bearable, and I was right. All right. Oh man, I kid you not. I would not have been able to bear this video. I would have had to start over. I would have been kicking myself because, yes, 53 comes after 52. Where was this? Well, I have a few 1953 Topps cards that are not players that I'm doing a run of, and somehow this Yogi Berra got stuck in with those rather than with my Berras. Oh man, barely bearable. Here it is, 53 Topps in an exceptional 5. Man, this thing is just screaming mint. It's just got a little wrinkle, factory wrinkle right up there. You know, maybe a couple little factory wrinkles. And so they said, call this a 5. So, hey, you know, if you wanted to pay several $100 more, you could get one without a wrinkle, or you could get your ironing board out. I do not recommend such. That is such a stunning card. All right, so we went 53, which is, of course, after 52. Now we're going back to 52. This is such a tough card, and the centering is so tough. Just a tough card. This 4 is absolutely fantastic. We've got the Fantastic Four here. And we'll check out the back. However, I used to have 3 of these. Actually, I bought a bunch of these. My wife and I talked her into it, I must confess. I think it was 6 or 7. We bought what I called 52 Tops investment Berras. Sold all of them for a decent profit. I also had 3 that were just in my own collection and ended up selling one of those. So I'm down to 2. Here's the other one. Speaking of 2, too good to be 2. I tell you what, how deep that color is. They really put the ink on this one. I absolutely love it. And we'll check out the back. Just a little bit of mottled paper loss. But other than that, this is a gem. Gem Mint 2 right here. A gem. This is just insanely nice. All right, what comes before 52? 51. Now, I've got a confession to make and a collecting lesson to go along with it. I used to have the 51 Tops Yogi Berra, which is arguably the very first, Tops baseball card in a baseball card set, although some people consider those playing cards. When you look at how Tops does, like its 40th anniversary, 50th anniversary, and so forth, they start with 1951. So according to Tops, or the powers that be, the first Top set is 1951. I sold that card recently to gather some more funds for the National this year. Why would I do that? It just didn't really resonate with me. And, so I let it go. I said, hey, I'd rather have something else. So there's a collecting lesson. You don't keep a card you're not stoked about. Get rid of it and get one that you are. I don't necessarily need that one. You can start a Yogi Berra run. Well, you can have a Yogi Berra Tops run with or without the 51 Tops, depending on how you view that card. And also, I knew if I change my mind, I can always get one back. They're not that hard to get. However, enter the 51 Bowman. Now this is one of my favorites by far. I mean, such a sweet smile. Oh, I love these 51 and 52 Bowmans. 52 Bowman, I like better than 51. I like the script signatures over the block nameplates, and I think the photo selection is better as well. However, it varies. It varies for sure. In the case of Yogi Berra, I prefer his 51 Bowman over his 52. Boy, I love them both, though. Those are just screaming gorgeous cards. All right, man, this video is going to become even more BERRA-LY bearable if I don't get it moving. So here we go. Oh, this is one of my favorites. The registration is just spot on. The centering, just a little bit of wax up here, which, basically it's like clouds. So just a little clouds rolling in. That's it. You got the cows in the background. I kid you not, I thought those were cows for a long time, but it's actually a couple of outfielders. I believe this was in Florida for their spring training at the Miller-Huggins Field. Yeah. This is a card that is beloved in the hobby. Everybody loves Yogi. Here's the deal. He's a Yankee, and a lot of people, love Yankees. A lot of people don't care for Yankees, but here's the deal. Yogi is the most bearable Yankee of all, because even the Yankee non-likers, let's put it that way, even they either love Yogi or can't say anything bad about him. Cultural icon. Well, let's continue on. Let's see. Where are we continuing on to? What did I just do with that card? I think I covered up my own card. All right, I'm going to find a way to mess this video up. I'm trying really hard. You might say, Adam, you've already messed it up in 12 different ways. I'll put those in the comments below. You should have some recourse for this BERRA-LY bearable video. 49 Bowman. Look at that. Another Fantastic Four. Wow. And let's check out the back. It's got fuzzy cut. Love the fuzzy cuts, the factory fuzzy cuts. They also seem to be an indication that it has not been trimmed unless there's fuzzy cut trimming going on out there. I hope not, because anybody who fuzzy cut trims should be hung up by their toenails for a while. Oh, that wasn't nice, was it? All right. Well, would you like to see the 48 Bowman rookie card? So would I, but I don't have one. However, I definitely plan to get one, but we are not done. So let us continue on. You're like, come on, man, I'm having a hard time bearing this. Well, I told you it was going to be barely bearable. You can take more than you think. It's not how much video watching you can do. It's how much video watching you can bear and still keep watching. That's how bearing is done. Woohoo! All right. We are going to go modern, 3 modern cards. However, if you're not into modern, hang with me here. Keep bearing. You can do it because there's a grand finale. You better get your collector bibs on. You better have your socks secured because it'll knock your socks off and have you drooling. So grand finale is coming. But hey, if you like modern, in a pristine one. Oh, wait, it's a Gem Mint 10. That sucks. Well, anyway, it's still a card, so let's try to enjoy it. Oh, look at those mini diamonds dance. The inaugural year of Topps Gilded. You know, I'm not finding this that hard to bear. Out of 50. Wow. Number 7 of 50. And then, yeah, well, we could do this, I suppose. There we go. And then we move to 2023. Also in a, that's Gem. Oh, man. Well, anyway. Woohoo! Now, I will say this. I love this card. I think, beautiful, beautiful design. Now the serial number's on the front. 15 out of 50. I will say this. Topps could have used a different image for 2023, but hey, still, both of those I think are just, love both those cards. I think that's a fantastic image. So, hey, I can bear it for sure. In fact, I love it. Need more of it. 2024, overlook that. Here, let me cover this up so you don't get, Could be a pristine one. Oh, I already revealed the grade. Okay, well, we're just going to have to bear it. It's a 10. Man. Oh, man, that is gorgeous. You know what, though? I'm not going to judge it based on the grade, even though it's a 10. It is still. That's stunning. That is so stunning. Let's check out the back. Okay, I got to confess. Oh, this is out of 52. This is number 47 out of 50. Not out of 52, out of 50. I must confess, when I got that one in a 10 and that one in a 10, I was like, I kind of need a 10, However, I've got the Willie Mays and I've got 10, 10, 9. So I guess I've broken through. So I'm not a 100% grade snob, just 99.9. Woohoo! All right, this part of the video is going to be hard to bear because you are going to be drooling uncontrollably. You might not believe me, but you just wait and see, my collecting brothers and sisters. I am so stoked about this collection I put together. We got the 55 Redman Tobacco Larry Yogi. By the way, just about all of these 55s cut into his hat a little bit, so that's kind of the way it is, which is fine with me. So, tobacco cards from the mid-50s or early to mid-50s. So nostalgic. It took me a while. To put this together because I was looking for the right cards at the right price. This one I seem to recall paying like $76 for, a few years back, so that's not bad. The 54, just a little corner wear to enhance the vintage eye appeal. And there are not that many players that have a card for every year of Red Man tobacco. These are short sets. I think there's like 25 American League players, 25 National League players, and then I can't remember if just some or all of the years have the winning manager from each league in the set, but there aren't that many players who have cards in all 4 years. But Larry Yogi Berra is one of them, which makes this video go on even longer and makes it even more challenging to bear. Look at that beautiful little wrinkle there. But this 3, yeah, iron out that little wrinkle. You got yourself a 10, man. Woo! Or maybe a 12. Look at that yellow pop. And that beautiful red lettering on the back. And here comes my favorite. It's probably the toughest too. Clubbies with double D on this one. The 52 Red Man, Yogi Berra. In an exceptional vintage greatness for, look at that color. Absolutely glorious. We should just have some card meditation here. Wow, wow, wow. But now we got the green lettering on the back. By the way, the only way you knew this was card number 3, if you cut the tab off, you wouldn't know this is card number 3 anymore. So for the second year, they started putting the card number. It says player number 3, American League, and then it says player number 3 down here. But for the first year, it was only on the tab. So if you cut off the tab, I'm not even sure if there wouldn't be any indication of his league either. Oh, it says American League here. Okay, if it's in the write-up, fair enough. But if it's not in the write-up, you wouldn't know what league he's in unless you knew the teams. But anyway, yeah, only the card number on the tab. Am I a tab snob? All of these have tabs. Absolutely, 100%. In fact, you know, I'd love to have the Ted Williams 52 Red Man. I would take a pristine one with a tab over a much higher grade without, although I suppose if they don't have tab, they're often graded authentic, but not always. So yeah, I am a big time tab snob. I almost said snab tob. What the heck? Never get old, people. I'm 61. Never get old. There's a collecting tip for you. Look at this completion. I tell you what, there's a man, is this stunning or what? There's a collecting lesson here, and here it is. Completions don't have to be long. They can be short like this, and oh, what a glorious completion. Man, you know what? Looking at the 4 of these, barely bearable because they're so screaming gorgeous. It's just insane. Insane. I better turn this camera around. All right. Wow, man. Wow. I'm all stoked. Happy paloozaing, everyone. I'm just a palooza that started early and didn't know when it started. And anyway, thank you for sharing in my joy. I hope you had a barely bearable time in the vintage sanctuary. Take care, my collecting brothers and sisters.